Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. I just fried the transistors on my ECU. I'll explain later in the video. I have an MSD80 ECU, an early generation that was on the 07 to early 08 335s. And they have a known flaw from the factory where the transistors can burn out. So let me show you how your car is gonna run and what kind of codes are gonna pull up when you have this issue. Let's start it up. So I have a wireless microphone and I had that in the car with me, so you may not have been able to pick up how rough that sounded, but it's pretty choppy and pretty terrible. I'm going to show you what type of codes pull up when you scan for this. So just keep in mind that this can happen with time, or it can happen if you run really powerful coils, etc. All right, as you can see, I have 30BA DME injectors 1, 2, 3, or DME internal fault. So if you went to a shop and you had this symptom, usually if you're tuned and you're running hard, this will happen. But if you had this symptom, car's running rough and they scan for that code, they're going to tell you need an ECU. But I'm going to show you how to fix that today. So over here at the passenger side of the car, lift up on these two black plastic tabs. Same story here, a smaller version of that same connector. Get those lifted up. Unlock, grab from here, move the cover. Now you're going to want to slide the ECU up a little bit. There's a couple of white connectors that hold it in the housing. Larger one, you got to slide it up to get it out. There's your ECU removed. So what we have to do is change the transistors that fire the injectors. And you can damage this in a couple ways, just with time, heat, having a really aggressive tune, or if you're running aftermarket coils and you selected the option in MHD to run a higher dwell and a more aggressive spark table, it can take out this ECU. The late 2008 and early 2009s, they fixed this issue. They went to the MSD81 ECU where this issue is no longer found. So you could upgrade to an MSD81 ECU, or what you could do is just change out these transistors once and you're good for life. I'm actually going to a shop that has them in stock that didn't mind me taking a look around and also using their equipment. So I'm going to catch up with you there. So I just pulled up to Eurocharged Performance. The owner was gracious enough to come by on a Sunday on his day off to help me out with that ECU to change out those MOSFETs. Because to do it properly, you do need a hot air gun. You can do it with a soldering iron, but it would be a little bit difficult. Alright, so I'm at Eurocharge right now and we're going to be changing out the MOSFETs in the ECU. And they did mention that if you wanted to get the service done with them, it would be about $100. You could either ship it in. I guess you'd prefer that they just drop it off and then you can pick it up at another time. Yeah. That's bank one. Bank 1 to 3. Goes off. Yeah.
Internal DME failure. Or
yeah, exactly. Like but it's probably one particular transistor, or you think it takes out all three?
No, it's just one transistor. You'll be able to see it. Actually, we can test it.
We should test it, yeah, okay. All right, so there's metal tangs on the side that you got to undo. I guess you'd only undo one side and then the other side. There's no screws that hold the lid on, really. You got a couple at the front. And the cover comes off, and then I think that is bank 1 and bank 2. Let's try this. Okay, so we're going to the first transistor here. Getting nothing on that, nothing on that. And we're getting continuity there. Getting nothing here, and then straight through. That's normal on the middle pin on the opposite side. So that's passing. That's not what you want to hear on one of these transistors, because you can just barely hear the meter struggling a little bit. So it just seems to be this cylinder here, probably cylinder 3 or one of them anyway, but that's your bank 1 transistor and one of them has failed. So now we got to remove it off the board.
Yeah, you know, you could actually replace just that one to make the car drivable.
Yeah, because then I got to do the rest anyway. So back from Eurocharged, got that transistor replaced. They didn't have enough in stock to do all of them, so I'm just doing the problematic one, and I'll follow up with the remainder. I'm just going to give it a start for now, see how it runs. There we go, running butter smooth. So that can happen to any of you guys, especially if you're tuned. In my case, it happened because I was upping the spark draw in MHD as an experiment with my new coils. Not recommended unless you've done your transistors. But anyway, proof of concept, if you change just the one transistor, your car will run smooth again, but you really should do all of them because they do have a flawed design. Okay, so now that we've changed out that one transistor, I'm back home now and we're gonna be replacing all of them again because the one transistor that I had put in at Eurocharged doesn't match what I purchased, but I wanna show you guys how to repair it at home. So I picked up this hot air station for $40 on Amazon. I'll put a link in the description. You're gonna need a little bit of solder. It's good to have some flux. I'll put a link in the description for this as well. This is no clean flux, so even if you leave it there, it won't corrode anything or do any damage. I do clean it up, but just something to put out there. I'd recommend you have some Lysol or something similar to clean off the board when you're done with some Q-tips. Here are the transistors. They come in packs of 10, 2 packs of 5. I'll put a link in the description as well. You can get those on Amazon. I did purchase some solder wick, but it's not required. I did find that out because I've actually already done the repair. But I'm just showing you guys what's going to be involved in terms of hardware. It wouldn't hurt just if you've never done this before, but you are comfortable with a soldering iron. Have one handy so that you can set the pins in place with the soldering iron just to lock things down before you apply heat. So like I said, I'll put a link in the description for all this with the transistors and all this hardware, probably under $60. So if you want to repair this at home and you want to have a tool for the future, you can do so. If you want to get it repaired, you can probably get it done at your local TV repair shop or electronics repair shop. Or if you wanted to mail it into Eurocharge Houston, they're down to replace them for you as well for $100. So now it's time to cut over to the actual repair. An important point that I forgot to mention is these transistors are upgraded. They're a solution that should basically make it so that this can't happen again. They're rated for 300 volts. The ones that were on the ECU were rated for 250, even though at times under extreme circumstances, the voltage can exceed 300 volts. But these are more stout, they're a little bit thicker, and they're a little more robust. So amperage wise, from what I can tell, they're rated similar, but it's the voltage that these can handle, a higher voltage without getting burnt out. So that's an important point to mention. When you do replace these transistors on your MSD80 ECU, this should be the only time you ever have to do it. There's not much of a benefit anymore to upgrading to MSD81 as far as I could tell. I'm gonna put spec sheets up right now, just so you can quickly take a glance. You can pause the video to see the difference between these transistors and the ones that came on the car. So here's an example of when it looks fine, but then if you can turn it, I don't know if you can make that out, I can kind of bend it. It's not really melted enough on the back side. These other ones won't rotate, they're solid, so I know I got it to completely be hot enough to actually fuse to the board. So just keep that in mind. You gotta heat it up enough, and then when you're done, you gotta try to turn it and see if it moves at all. It shouldn't move at all. So just an FYI, when I'm taking these off, I'm actually turning them. So I'm just taking the chip, holding the gun there, and then when there's enough heat and I turn, it will actually just turn off of there. so you know that you get it right when it melts and you don't overheat it unnecessarily. Okay, so that's it. I pushed them down and made sure they're all solid. So I'm going to take a cotton swab with some alcohol, clean up any flux that spread around. Even though it's non-corrosive, I just want to make sure I get rid of whatever I can see. So we'll put the cover back on. I'm going to show you how to do that, and we'll go back to the car. ECU is reinstalled. Let's give it a start and see if those transistors all work. All right, we're in good shape there, running nice and smooth. So let's go for a test drive now. All right, guys, just got back from the test drive. Everything feels good now, nice and smooth. Pulls hard, even though it was a hot day, it still threw me back. So if you're having issues with misfires and you've kind of tried everything, it may not hurt to look into replacing your MOSFETs inside your ECU. Another option would be to upgrade to MSD81, which came out in late 08 and 2009. It seems like those things are pretty bulletproof. You can run high dwell, you can do whatever you want with aftermarket coils and whatnot. But for now, I'm trying this out. Let's see how it holds up. And if there's any issues going forward, I'll definitely consider upgrading to MSD81. So thanks for watching. If this is the first video you're catching of mine, consider subscribing. I upload regularly. Wow.